Today we will read the lesson packing. There are several questions about packing. Do you like going on trips? What kind of trips do you enjoy most? I think everyone likes to go on trip. And most of the people enjoy to travel the historical places, the places of importance, tourist places and hill stations. How do you feel about having to pack for a trip? Packing is an art, and packing is essential activity before going on the trip. So we must know how to pack, which things to pack, and how to pack, and which things to put in the proper place. Have you ever discovered on a trip that you have forgotten to pack a few things you very much need, or that you can't find them easily? Sometimes we pack the daily use thing in the bottom of the bag. This is not the proper way of packing. The things we can use while traveling, those things should be packed separately. Now come to the topic, packing. I said I pack. Here the author, who himself is a narrator, he said to his friends that he would pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. I rather pride. I rather pride myself. What is the meaning of pride? Pride means be proud of. Be proud of doing something. Be proud of doing something. The writer says that he is proud of packing. That means he wants to say that he is expert in packing. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. It surprises me myself sometimes how many such things there are. I impress the fact upon George and Harris. There are other two characters in this story. George. Two characters are George and Harris. Another character which has been mentioned in this story is a dog, Montmorency. He is a dog whose name is Montmorency. George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. The narrator says, the author himself is the narrator. He says to his friends, George and Harris, that they should sit quietly and he himself would pack the things before going to the tree. They should leave the work of packing entirely upon him, upon the narrator, upon the author. They fell into the suggestion with a sadness. They fell into the suggestion with readiness that had something uncanny about it. George and Harris both agreed at once. They agreed that Jerome should pack the things. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his legs on the table. Uncanny. Here is the word uncanny. Uncanny. Here is the word uncanny. Strange. That means strange. George and Harris felt strange. That how can Jerome pack everything alone? So George spread himself over the easy chair. George sat, spread himself, means sat. Sat comfortably. George and Harris both sat. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his legs on the table. Cocked. Means bended. His legs. Bended his legs on the table and sat there. This was hardly what I intended. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job. The main intention of the narrator was that he would boss the job. He wanted to monitor the job of packing. He wanted to see everything and monitor everything, and George and Harry should pack the bags and baskets. But this did not happen. The intention of the narrator, Jerome, could not fulfill it. And that Harris and George should potter about under my directions. Harris and George, it was the intention, it was the desire of Jerome that George and Harris pack the things like porters, like assistants, and he would overview the job, overview the process of packing. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you here, let me do it. You are simple enough. Really teaching them, as you might say. They are taking it in the way they did, irritated me. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I'm working. The writer expresses himself that he becomes irritated, he becomes annoyed, irritated, he becomes irritated. He becomes annoyed. He becomes annoyed when he is working. He is working. He is doing everything. But other people are sitting and doing nothing. As we know, when he declared that he would pack, George and Harry sat and he did nothing. He left every matter, everything upon Jerome, the narrator. So this activity of his friends irritated him very much, annoyed him very much. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. He would loll on the sofa and watch me doing things by the hour together. He said it did him real good to look at me messing about. Now, I'm not like that. I can't sit still and see another man slaving and walking. I want to get up and superintend and walk around with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. The nature, the writer tells us about his nature. His nature is to superintend. That means boss the job. Superintend means to boss the job. To boss the job. Superintend means to boss the job. That means he wanted to monitor the job of packing here. One day, a person annoyed him very much, irritated him very much, because he was doing the work and his fellow man was sitting and just watching and doing nothing. And he says, he admits, the writer admits that it is his energetic nature. It is his energetic nature, like a manager, like a boss, like a monitoring authority. The friends, the fellows which are working with him, they should work and he should only instruct them. He should only instruct them, advise them, suggest them. This is the energetic nature of the author. However, I did not say anything, but still started the packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. But I got the bag finished at last, and I sat on it and strapped it. The author had thought that it would not take much time to pack the things, pack the objects, but it took much time, and he was feeling bored, and at last he packed a bag and strapped, packed the bag and strapped it, closed it, closed the bag and sat upon it, and he was feeling the moment of euphoria, the moment of happiness, great happiness, when he packed the bag. "And you going to put the books in?" said Harris. In the meantime, Harris put a question. The question was, "Aren't you going to put the books in?" Harris told the author, the narrator, Jerome, if he was not going to put the books inside that bag. And I looked around and found I had forgotten them. That's just like Harris. He couldn't have said a word until I'd got the bag shut and strapped, of course. And George laughed, one of those irritating, senseless laughs of his. They do make me so wild. What happened? He came to know, actually, he forgot to pack the books. He forgot to pack the books. And George and Harris both were commenting and taunting